How incredible to walk along the street picking your harvest for tonight's dinner. It's called Verge gardening. It's actually happening. It is real in this street. And the best part of it all is there's not a dollar changing hands. I'm in Buderim on the Sunshine Coast of Queensland, and that's exactly what this neighbourhood is doing. And it's working a treat, and the children of all ages are involved and they're loving it. This area's become known as Urban Food Street. It's an idea that started just 7 years ago, and it's really grown to incorporate 11 streets and over 220 homes, where the locals come out onto the Verge, the nature strip between the front fence and the gutter. They're planting a huge range of fruits, vegetables and herbs. Now, Carolyn, Duncan, you're sort of the founders of the Urban Food Street. Pretty exciting. How often do you partake in a harvest like this?
We'd eat something like this on a daily basis, and there's enough food growing out on the verges for our entire neighbourhood. People come out at between 3 and 5, and you'll see children picking salads or vegetables for the evening meal.
Duncan, how did it actually start?
Well, it started with John and myself, my long-term neighbour. Just in general conversation, we're standing out in the street and complaining about the price of lime. So we said, righto, we should be planting a few trees each.
So what sort of harvest would you get on some of your crops?
In this street alone, we did just on 900 kilos of our Verge bananas.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now we got it, Isaac. Well then, guys, how's that? We'll all have one each?
Now, you've got sweet potatoes here. What about some of the other crops that you harvested?
So last year we did 300 cabbages, so that was a cabbage for each family. We do buckets and buckets of limes, hundreds of cobs of corn last year, full spectrum of herbs and spices, rosemary, ginger,
Turmeric and galangal.
So you're able to grow a lot of these virtually spray-free or very low spray?
We grow everything spray-free or using organic sprays.
This is an incredible harvest out in the street.
Market mandarins.
The thing that's really amazing, as I'm walking around the streets and I'm seeing all this harvest out in the street, why don't people pinch it?
We've not ever had a lot of problem with people stealing fruit. Occasionally we'll lose a small amount. Most people who live within the neighbourhood follow the general rule of only picking what you need for your next meal.
When did you inject these with honey?
We didn't.
Now, can you get involved if you're actually not growing anything?
Yeah, we have a lot of families throughout the neighbourhood who their involvement may be they come to a working bee, or they might pick some fruit and make some jam. We even have families who provide a hose to water the beds.
Now, if you're interested in getting a garden like this going in your area, check with your council first to see if it's permitted.
Our children from 2 years old know the difference between sorrel and a tomato and a banana and varieties of fruit and vegetable that most children would never even try. They recognise and eat them. More importantly, we don't tend to have the same struggle to get our children to eat fresh fruit and vegetables because they've seen it, they've planted it, they've grown it, they've been involved.
What's your favourite thing to do in Food Street?
Play out here in the afternoon.
And of course, the kids are safe out in the street because everybody knows who everybody is.
It's a very safe environment for the neighbourhood children, and they all converge down here of an afternoon.
Now, Chris, you and your wife actually run the local restaurant where a lot of this food ends up. That's pretty exciting.
It's a chef's dream, really, to have a walk-in larder as we have here. We've been running nearly 15 years now, and for us it's always been seasonal. We can plan menus around what we see as we walk through the streets. We're picking produce and using it that day, so...
What do you see as the benefit?
The community has just come out and everyone's knowing each other now.
Tiny tots through to 90-year-olds.
And just seeing... Yes, Isaac?
Those things are
I think we should do that, see?
Oh, Isaac, what are they?
tomatoes.
Mate, they're amazing colour. They're the same colour as your hat. Luminous yellow. Well, it's not only good food for the whole community, it's actually very good for the heart and soul of the community. Just imagine if this whole idea took off right across Australia. Then we'd be talking. Oh, they're all gone.